What is going on, everybody? I go by the name of Curry, and I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on SneakerPhetish. On July 8, 2010, LeBron James shocked the world in front of almost 13 million people by famously announcing that he was taking his talents down to South Beach and joining the Miami Heat after 7 seasons with the Cleveland Cavaliers. To mark that occasion that some people loved and a lot of other people hated, LeBron and Nike came out with a special version of his 8th sneaker just in time for the 2010-2011 basketball season, and today we are taking a look at the newly revamped and retro 2021 version of that LeBron 8. Without further ado, let's get into it. Boom. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the LeBron 8 South Beach for 2021. Guys, listen, there's been a lot of sneakers that have been coming out this year that have put a smile on my face. And a good amount of those sneakers actually came out in 2010, and we're starting to see some retros and some revamps of those sneakers. The Air Jordan 13 Flints came out in 2010, now they're back. The Jordan 11 Cool Gray, remember that sneaker dropped in 2010, and now we're slated to see a holiday 2021 release, and these as well, the LeBron 8 South Beaches. These right here represent such an incredible moment, not just for basketball, for sports, but also for sneakers as well. Remember guys, this sneaker was 2 years before the Galaxy Foamposites and that infamous Galaxy All-Star Weekend drop that a lot of people say is what really spawned sneaker selling in the resale industry as a whole. But back in 2010, when the sneaker resale industry wasn't really what it is and what it ended up morphing into, a lot of people really wanted these sneakers, and the demand was crazy. I don't think I've seen a demand for a lot of LeBron sneakers the way that I saw a demand over the LeBron 8 South Beach. So we'll talk a little bit more about what was going on back then after we take a look at the shoe. All right guys, now starting with the upper of the shoe, this is the classic LeBron 8 silhouette here. So again, a lot of people know it for being a little heavier, a little bulkier, but it's got the same technology, the same makeup, and pretty much the same colors, except this version does seem to be a little bit more muted, if I can use that word. Some people are saying that it's not as shiny as the original version, and that's pretty plain to see here just looking at the upper. But what I will say is that the quality of the leather on the upper is very, very nice. The leather is nice and tumbled, really soft to the touch. You guys can see it kind of folding in there on the quarter panels of the shoe, mixed in with that nice fly wire as well. You guys can see that woven and strewn all throughout the back panels of the sneaker as well. Very nice. Of course, you also got the classic huge swoosh outline in that clear plastic on the lateral side as well. Going down the eyelets, now this little crackling pattern on the eyelets I do feel like is a lot more muted from the 2010 version of the shoe. I feel like the 2010 version, it was a lot more pronounced, it was a little bit more bold. This time it does seem to be a little bit more muted, but it's still right up against that nubuck kind of leather as well. It's still very, very nice. Taking a top down look at the shoe here, the design elements all very reminiscent of the 2010 version. You have the LeBron right at the top of the toe box here, the standard pink South Beach laces here against that really bright turquoise as well. Classic South Beach colors. The tongue on the shoe, very reminiscent, just like the OG tongue on the 2010 version as well, with the lion in the tongue as well, with the pink eyes kind of glowing at you. Take a look at the back of the tongue here. It looks just like the 2010 version as well. Pink outlined on the tongue. You also have the zigzag stitching tag on the back of the tongue as well, designed to the exact specifications of Mr. LeBron James. You also have the 828 right underneath that. As you guys remember, 82 being the maximum number of games in a regular season, and 28 being the maximum amount of games that you could play in a postseason, in a playoff series. So 82-8, just like the 2010 version. Very nice. One more look at the laces. Again, classic LeBron 8 lace tips here. LeBron on one lace tip, 8 on the other lace tip. Now you're gonna get, again, those pink laces there, but if you wanna swap them out, you can always swap them out to the black laces on these. The black lace tips, of course, have LeBron and 8 written in pink. So if you guys wanna go more muted, go with the black. But I got a feeling that I'm gonna see a lot more people rocking the pink laces, just like we did with the 2010 version. Moving around to the back of the shoe, you guys see the classic kind of molded heel here. You also see the pink LeBron stitched in right against that black with the design elements under the black as well. Very, very nice. Moving to the midsole, classic LeBron 8 full length air midsole as well. So you're gonna get a lot of protection in these. On the outsole of the shoe, again, classic LeBron 8 outsole, semi-translucent outsole with that big pink lion right in the midfoot. And on the insole, you have that pink South Beach colored insole here with the classic Nike LeBron crown witness tongue tag stitched into the heel. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the LeBron 8 South Beach for 2021. Now, I don't know where you guys were in 2010, but as for me, I was in college in 2010 trying my best to get up out of there in 2011. That's when I graduated. And so as a guy like me, I had a 3-year-old son at the time. I was trying to get out of school. I had loans, I had bills. I didn't have money for LeBrons back then. This was a time where I was seeing a lot of my friends that didn't have the same responsibilities that I had, that weren't dealing with a lot of the life stuff that I was dealing with, copping all these sneakers that I loved looking at. I watched the decision. I watched a lot of these things going down, and I watched the craziness that was the release of this sneaker, but I had to watch it from a distance. Now, some people in today's time say that that doesn't make me a real sneakerhead because I didn't have $200 back in the day, or however much these cost back in the day, to throw on these sneakers because I had life stuff going on. So maybe that doesn't make me a sneakerhead. Maybe that doesn't mean that I really love sneakers because I didn't have the money to cough up for these, but I still love looking at them. But I digress. The bottom line here is that LeBron was doing some incredible things, and this sneaker really was a turning point in his career that set him down a path of finally winning some championships. I mean, come on, guys. I understand a lot of people were upset that he left Cleveland, but at that point, LeBron could have been very comfortable and very complacent in a Cleveland, being his hometown hero, being near Akron where he grew up around all of his people. But was he gonna win a championship out there? Some people said he could have if he had stayed. Some people said no, he had to go down there and get the super team with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade to make it happen. And LeBron started to make it happen. To me, it always felt like that was a turning point in his career that set him down an incredible path of winning championships, teaming up with amazing teammates, and really making some huge impact. He was able to get a lot of opportunities that opened the door for a lot of other amazing things today. If LeBron hadn't gone to Miami, would he have been able to open his school? Would he have been able to amass the kind of fortune and wealth that allowed him to send so many other kids to college? Would he have a lot of the things that he has today? The answer is probably not. But I think there's a life lesson in that for a lot of us as well, that maybe sometimes we need to get outside of our comfort zone a little bit, similar to what LeBron did. Even if it means people burning your jerseys or hating on you or whatever the case may be, when you stick to your guns, then, you know, magic can happen. Now, thoughts and prayers for all those other teams that were trying to get LeBron at the time because they knew what he brought to the table. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that it was the Knicks, the Nets, the Heat, the Cavaliers, the Bulls, and the Lakers. But correct me if I'm wrong, I might be wrong. But LeBron knew in his heart what he wanted to do, and he knew that he was gonna do something special down in Miami, and doggone it, he did something special down in Miami, winning them 2 rings, and then came back home to win another ring back at home. So you really can't be mad at him for making the moves that he made. Or maybe you can. LeBron still gets a lot of heat these days. Now, getting back to the shoes, we've come a long way from the LeBron 8 with the Flywire technology to a shoe like the new LeBron 18 Low. This is the Space Jam LeBron 18 Low that recently dropped, the Bugs versus Marvin the Martian. We'll talk a little bit more about this shoe probably on Instagram, so if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you do that at SneakerPhetish, and Twitter too. But obviously, a lot of technology has changed. The uppers are lighter, the shoes aren't quite as bulky as they used to be. You have Nike React technology mixed in with the Air Max technology. We've seen a lot of changes, but this sneaker just reminds me that there's still a place out here for the old school sneakerheads, the OG sneakerheads that really love what was going on back in the day and really have a soft place in their heart for some of the sneakers that were coming out during those times as well. My hope is that with all the other big sneakers that are getting ready to come out surrounding this drop, that this sneaker actually remains pretty reasonably priced on the resale market. I'm hoping that the sneaker stays below $300 on the resale market so that everybody who wants a pair, especially people like myself that weren't able to get our hands on a pair, can finally get our hands on a pair of the infamous, famous South Beach LeBron 8s. Guys, these right here, these are a part of history. These represent the moment where LeBron's life and his career completely changed. And if you're lucky enough to be able to get your hands on a pair of these, you better cop up, because I know for a fact there's gonna be some people trying to double up. But that's pretty much all that I gotta say about these guys. Now it's time for you guys to sound off down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about the LeBron 8 South Beach for 2021. Do you still have a pair from 2010? If you do, what do you think about the comparison between these two? Or if you never had a pair like myself, are you trying to get yourself a pair? Are these a must cop, a must have for the summertime? Sound off down below, let me know. Of course, right down in the comments, make sure that you click on that subscribe button so we can welcome you into the Sneaker Fetish family, to make sure you guys don't miss out on any more heat that comes through like these, because I guarantee you I got a lot more heat on the way. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on SneakerPhetish, taking a look at these with me, unboxing them with me for a couple of minutes. I go by the name of Kari. This is the Nike LeBron 8 South Beach 2021. And until next time, I'm out.